Over the past 10 years, technology has moved far ahead. The availability of digital technologies has made our lives much easier. Cars with autopilot, delivery of food and furniture by robots. Almost every factory nowadays has at least one robot. Even cleaning the house can be allowed to work, and do the rest yourself. But over the past few years, the work has accelerated its development. Nowadays, robots have appeared that can communicate with you on various topics. They can show their emotions, laugh at jokes, and even make jokes themselves. Now you can tell by their appearance who is talking to you. A woman or a man. There are even robot children. They can serve as a friend for your child, and also help you raise him or her properly. But should we be afraid of a machine uprising? Such a dramatic development of robots may leave us a chance. Write your thoughts on this in the comments. Thanks to the Hong Kong company Hanson Robotics, in 2020 there was a real-world technological breakthrough. For the first time a gynoid was activated, an android with a female appearance. Until that time, there was no robot of this level in the world. They called the gynoid robot Sophia. It was first publicly presented at the South by Southwest Conference in 2019. The initial goal of creating a humanoid robot was to create an assistant in nursing homes or for people involved in large events. Sophia's developers hope that thanks to constant improvement, the robot's interaction with the people around her will be complete. Saudi Arabia awarded Sophia citizenship in October 2020. This is the first case in the world history of obtaining citizenship by a robot. A humanoid robot with embedded artificial intelligence is a pretty girl. Dark eyebrows and long eyelashes. Hollywood actress Audrey Hepburn became the prototype for Sophia. Silicone genocide skin looks like natural, cameras in the eyes are able to monitor people's faces. Sophia is able to express 72 emotions with the help of facial expressions. To achieve the similarity of working with a person, the developers spent as much as 8 years. At the beginning of 2021, legs were developed for Sophia, now she has the opportunity to walk. Sophia, thanks to alphabet technology, recognizes speech. She is able to maintain eye contact and recognize people. She is fluent in English, can ask her interlocutor various questions. Sophia actively cooperates with journalists, gives interviews, shoots as a model on the covers of magazines. The robot Sophia travels a lot around the world. Some of the answers in the interview turn out to be meaningless, some are impressive. But it is a mistake to think that a robot thinks and reasons like a human. Its artificial intelligence is able to work only when connected to the internet. The answers to the questions are selected from the cloud storage. Sophia can be called a chatbot. In conversation mode, she gives a replica from previously entered into her memory or draws information from the internet. The gynoid is constantly being improved. Many people want to believe that Sophia is no different from a person. But for the creators of Sophia's robot, David Hanson and Ben Gretzel, this is a great PR tool. One developer startup collected $36 million per minute of viewing. Sophia is in a constant process of improvement. The developers set a goal, to end up with a robot that can fully interact with people, while gaining social skills. At the beginning of 2022, Hanson Robotics introduced Little Sophia, the smaller sister of Sophia. It will be used as a robot friend for children, especially girls, aged 7 to 13 years. She also walks, talks, sings, and plays games. The creators note that Little Sophia is a unique educational companion for children, which is programmed. On October 25, 2020, at the Investment Initiative of the Future Summit in Riyadh, she was granted citizenship of Saudi Arabia, and thus Sophia became the first robot to ever have citizenship. After the citizenship ceremony, Sophia was given the floor, and she said, "I am glad that I was appreciated so highly. This is a historic moment, and I am very glad that I am the first robot to become an official citizen." The event provoked controversy, as some commentators began to question whether this meant that Sophia could vote or marry, and whether the deliberate shutdown of the robot could be considered murder. Social media users used this event to criticize the human rights situation in Saudi Arabia. The event caused a scandal in Saudi Arabia, as during the conference and the announcement of citizenship, Sophia was bareheaded and faceless, without a hijab and without a male guardian. Observers note that Saudi Arabia is a country in which women are deprived of civil rights, while a robot that uniquely identifies itself as a woman receives citizenship. One of the versions is that Sophia's lawyers managed to find loopholes in the country's legislation, and this allowed the robot woman to get full civil rights, which Saudi women are deprived of. Additionally, Critics noted that citizenship was given to the robot easily, while millions of migrant workers with severely restricted rights work in the country. In particular, according to Saudi legislation, foreign workers do not have the right to leave the country without the permission of their employer. Robot Sophia has already given many different interviews, as well as participated in talk shows around the world. She speaks English. Often her answers get to the point. Occasionally they are out of place. In one of the first interviews, which, by the way, was conducted with Sophia by her creator David Hanson, the robot, when asked if she was going to destroy humanity, said yes. Subsequently, it was finalized. One of Sophia's last meetings took place at the Economic Forum in Davos with the head of Sberbank of Russia, German Gref. He invited the robot to a business breakfast. Sophia had a plate and cutlery in front of her, just like the rest of the guests. At the beginning of the conversation, Gref complimented Sophia on her appearance, and the robot politely thanked her. At the end of January 2021, Hanson Robotics announced the mass production of Sophia humanoid robots. At the first stage, the production of 4 modifications will be adjusted. Robots will start rolling off the assembly lines in the first half of the year. It is planned to sell several thousand copies in just a year. Hanson Robotics will supply robots primarily to combat the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. In particular, Sophia will measure the temperature using a thermal imaging camera and conduct morning exercises for the elderly. Professor of Social Robotics Johann Horn, whose research included working with Sophia, said that although the technology is still in a relatively rudimentary state, the pandemic could accelerate the development of human-robot relationships. Hanson expressed confidence that robotic solutions to combat the pandemic are not limited to healthcare, but can also help customers in industries such as retail and airlines. According to him, Sophia robots are unique in that they look like humans. This can be very useful in those times when people are lonely and socially isolated. The cost of the robot and the planned production volumes in the company by the end of January 2021 are not disclosed. Opinions on the dangers of robots are different. On The Tonight Show, Sophia told host Jimmy Fallon that she plans to seize power on Earth. However, later she mentioned that it was a joke. Sophia has repeatedly stated that artificial intelligence threatens humanity. But she also expressed the hope that robots and humans will become even wiser in the future and will be able to coexist together. At a press conference in Saudi Arabia, CNBC journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin noted that he was concerned about the behavior of robots. In response, Sophia said that he reads too much Elon Musk and watches too many Hollywood movies. If I like you, I'll be kind to you. Treat me like a smart system, Sophia added. The head of Tesla has repeatedly stated that artificial intelligence is the biggest risk facing humanity. In response to Sophia's statement, Musk wrote on Twitter, "Let her watch and analyze films like The Godfather, and it will be the worst thing that can happen." Thanks for watching. Put likes and subscribe to the channel.